Ali was just talking there about the refugee deal. This was a huge deal that was struck in 2015 to try and stop the people from coming, that left Syria, coming into the European Union. 3 billion euros, up to 6 billion. It ended up being basically paying off the Turkish government to hold Syrian refugees in Turkey. What's the status of this deal right now? How is it working? What might change? How does it go forward?
Well, I think just like Ali mentioned before, Tayyip Erdogan is a ultra pragmatist. So whenever he can get a good injection of currency into the country, he'll take it, and that's essentially what that migration deal has been about. The problem is that there are two errors which have been committed vis-a-vis this refugee deal. One was the fact that the Turkish government probably accepted it, and because they were cash strapped and needed that. And the second mistake was that the EU offered it, as the EU has also done elsewhere. And I think the mistake is that it was very short-term thinking. You can also see these kind of mistakes when it comes to which countries in the EU sign or do not want to sign the common asylum policy. Common asylum policy would have been an easy way for, if all member countries signed it, all 27 member countries signed it, they would be able to redistribute refugees across all countries in an equitable way, in which it wouldn't really cause any economic or cultural or whatever people complain about hazard on an individual country level. However, that's not happening. A lot of countries are vetoing or not willing to sign this, and the same thing is kind of applied to the refugee deal. A lot of countries are thinking short term, and they don't want to think long term. Long term thinking, which would be beneficial both to the EU and to Turkey, would to try to align common security and foreign policy. We have a whole range of chapters in the accession process. Whether or not that frozen process will go back on track or not is a different story. But there are a whole range of kind of chapters which deal with foreign and security policy, in which the EU and Turkey should, as geographically aligned partners and geographically destined partners, essentially cooperate more.